today we are going to be reviewing another new collection from Sheglam. I was so excited when I saw this collection and I knew it was one I definitely had to pick up to review for you guys. So today we are going to be reviewing the Sheglam and Harley Quinn collection. I just absolutely had to get this one. So this is what the full collection box looks like. I really love the packaging of this one, and it opens up like this, and this is the first layer of it. So we have some blush products here, we have some lip products, more lip products over here, and then we have a little special surprise here I'll show you guys in just a moment. And then on the bottom layer here we have the freebie gift, which is some Harley Quinn tattoos. And then we have another lip product, we have the sheet mask set, the eyeshadow palette, and 2 hair chalks. So in the middle here we also have a little special box. It says open up and let the chaos begin puddin', and this one's really cute. If you don't want to be spoiled, skip to this timestamp, but if you do want to see what is in here, let me show you guys. Alright, so let's open it up. I think it's really cute. It's like little Harley Quinn, like it's almost like a little Jack in the Box. I'm so easily amused by this, and I feel like Sheglam has been doing a lot more cool interactive packaging things lately. If you guys did not see the Crimson Butterfly collection, but I was so caught off guard by the little surprise in that one, and I love that they kind of keep doing that little thing. I just feel like it's so unique and so cool, so props to them for coming up with like really cute little simple things that just really set the packaging apart. So you can get the full collection or you can get items individually. So the price that I paid for the full set was $55.83, but I actually checked on their website today as of filming and the price was actually $45.89 now, so that is even less than I paid for it on launch day. So you can get it even cheaper now, 10 bucks cheaper. That is definitely a steal in my opinion. And you can also get most of the items individually. I will let you guys know which ones you can, which ones you can't, and the prices for everything. Now I did try to do a little bit of an homage to Harley Quinn with my hair today. I don't really do like the pigtails very much. I kind of feel like it doesn't suit me, so I went for like a little bit more of like a low ponytail rather than like the super high pigtails, but I'm definitely channeling some Harley today. Okay, so once again, these are the tattoos that come if you get the full kit. It is like the little freebie gift. You can't get it separately. So starting off with the first product, I'm actually going to be doing a dedicated review to this for my sheet mask Sunday coming up the Sunday after you're seeing this one. So if you want to know a lot more of my thoughts on it, then definitely check out that video. They call them the clowning around under eye patches. So it is a set of 10 kind of like sheet masks specifically targeted for your eye area, and they do actually look like the original Harley Quinn mask, which is very cute. So you do get 10 of them, and the price of this is $4.24. Overall, I think these are kind of cute, but they are essentially just like a sheet mask for just this portion of your face. So maybe if you just want to hydrate your under eyes, then it's really good for that. I think they're very cute, a little bit on the gimmicky side. It's probably not something that I would purchase again, but you do get quite a few of them in here for a relatively affordable price. So I think they're cute, and if you're a big fan of Harley Quinn, I think that these are kind of like a fun novelty type of item. But if you want to know more of my thoughts, definitely check out my upcoming Sheet Mask Sunday short. So the next products we have are called the Mischief Mallet Blush Sticks, and it comes in 3 different colors. You can get these all individually, and they are $4.67 a piece. So let's go ahead and get into the application. I'll show you all the colors and what I think about them. Okay, so the first one I have here I am the most curious about. This one is in the color Pummel, and as you can see it is like a clearish blue kind of color. So I'm thinking this one is a color changing one. So this one is called Pummel. Oh, okay, I am seeing a little bit of like a pink color. It's very subtle though. It's, maybe I should give it a minute. Let's see if it does anything in a minute. Let me see if like building it up does anything. I mean, I can definitely see on my hand there is like a tiny bit of like a pink color here, but honestly, not seeing much so far. Let's give that one a minute and let's see what the other ones look like. So the next one I have is called Big Swing. This one is a little bit more of like a dusty mauve kind of color, so we'll swatch that one right below that one. Oh yeah, this one color-wise is showing up a lot better than that one. You can see it has changed color just a little bit, so it does take it like a minute, but it is a very sheer, very subtle kind of color, whereas this one is more of like a true creamy kind of blush stick. And then the last color we have, this one's called Bang Bang. This one's a little bit more of like a warmer, dustier kind of color. This one is just a little bit more on like the terracotta orangey kind of side. And that is that one there. So these bottom two I definitely think are gonna be more of my favorite because they're more like a traditional kind of stick blush. I definitely think that one's gonna be a little bit more on the subtle side, but now you can definitely see it has changed a little bit. I just don't know about that top color here. It just seems like it's a little bit more on the glossy side and not as much color. So I am gonna give this one a go. I don't know if it's best to apply this like directly to my skin or not. I'm afraid it is going to like pick up some of my foundation. So instead, I think I'm just going to apply it directly from my finger. I'm just gonna kind of like rub the top of this here and do a little bit on the cheek and just kind of see what that gives us. It's definitely a little bit on the stickier, glossier kind of side. Let me zoom you in so maybe you can see this a little better. All right, let's do a little bit more on the cheek. I don't know how well it's coming across on camera, but I can see a very, very slight light pink kind of color to my cheeks, but it is very, very subtle. And my cheek is definitely feeling very, not like super sticky, but like it's kind of tacky. It's kind of like that wet gloss feeling on the skin, which I don't really love. Now let's try Big Swing. That is more of like the dustier mauve kind of color. I'm gonna apply this the same way. I'm gonna do just a little bit on my finger and apply it that way so it doesn't kind of disrupt my foundation, and just kind of blend that with my finger. And let's build up a little bit more. Once again, still kind of on the subtle light side, so obviously nothing on this cheek. And that one has Big Swing. Let's do like one more little layer on there. So I can definitely see this in person. I just don't know how this is going to look on camera. It is a little bit subtler of a blush, which is nice because you can kind of build it up a bit and not have too much like intense pigmentation like a cream liquid blush would. The only thing is I feel like the texture of this will not dry. I feel like it's one of those textures that is going to just stay tacky sticky on your skin for like the entire day. And this is definitely not a product I would want to apply a powder over because I feel like the powder would just cling in a really awkward way. But let's go ahead and try the last color on this side, and this one is called Bang Bang. Once again, it is that more of like the warm kind of terracotta color. And let's just go ahead and apply this one straight to the face this time just to kind of see what that gives us. So there's that color there before I blend it, and I'll just kind of blend it in with my stippling brush. Okay, there is the first layer, still very, very subtle. Let's build it up some more. Since it is a little bit more on the tacky side, I do find that I have to kind of apply a bit more pressure to get it to transfer if I apply it straight from the stick, which does in turn kind of disrupt the foundation just a little bit. All right, and so that is how that side looks with the color Bang Bang. So if I zoom you out once again, this is the side with the color Big Swing and Pummel, and then this is the side with just Bang Bang. So you can kind of see a little bit of the color difference. Honestly, as cool as the Pummel shade is, I don't think I would get this one. I feel like, especially like if you are medium to deep skin tone, this I really don't think is going to do anything for you, and I really don't think it did much for me. So that color I would definitely skip on, even though it's kind of like the cool intriguing. I definitely think if you're wanting more of like a color to show up, you're better off going with one of these. If you like more of a cooler tone, I think you should go for the Big Swing color, and if you like more of a warmer tone, I would go for Bang Bang. So honestly, for me, I would more likely use these as just like a jumbo lipstick type of product rather than a cheek product. I just feel like they're way too glossy for that. So I would maybe just use them as a lipstick. I would say big asterisk on this one if you're wanting this as a cheek product. I really don't like how it's breaking up my foundation too. So moving on to the next product, we actually have the eyeshadow palette for this collection. This one is called the Mad Love Color Palette, and you can get this palette for $5.94. I definitely feel like that's a really reasonable price for this palette. And this one's really interesting because it actually has a water activated shade in here, and I was kind of impressed with it. So this one right here is the water activated shade, this hot pink color. That one is called Peanut. So let's go ahead and get into the application, and I will show you guys how I got this look today. So in this palette there are 8 colors. I really love the inside of this. I love the card suit shapes of the pans. I feel like that's very unique, very different. So the top row here is primarily pinks, And then the bottom row is primarily blues and different shades and finishes. And it actually says that this color in particular, this hot pink color right here, that one is called Peanut, and this one is water activated. So all of the color names, we have Harl's, this one is Peanut, this one is Puddin', and this one is Quinn. Then down here we have Bud, Clown Princess, Quinzel, and Lou. Now, full disclosure, I am actually filming this on Friday. You guys are going to be seeing this on a Tuesday, and I'm actually going to see Wicked tonight at the movie theater. So I do think I want to kind of stick primarily to the pink colors so I don't have to completely redo my makeup tonight, and I am going as a pink Glinda. So I think we're going to focus mainly on the pinks for today, and then I will try to do another look with the blues. Hopefully insert that in this video before this one goes up. So I have already applied an eyeshadow primer to my lid, and first off, I want to start with this lightest color here. That one is called Harl's. So I'm gonna go ahead and pick this one up, and I'm gonna apply this mainly to the upper portion of my crease. I kind of want to use this as like a starting color to give the other colors something to kind of blend into and soften the blend. This one is like a very light baby pink, kind of like chalk pink kind of color. It's definitely showing up on my skin tone. However, on deeper skin tones, because this has so much of a white base to it, I think it probably will look a little bit ashy, so just keep that in mind. So I'm very curious to see what this shadow is like. This one is the water activated one. So first off, just for fun, I kind of want to like swatch it with my dry finger and just kind of see what it does on its own. Okay, so that's what it looks like on my hand with it not applied with water. So obviously it's not performing very well, but let's see with the water what it does. So I've just got like a little cup of water here. I'm just gonna wet my brush, and I'm gonna use like a little flat kind of brush. Okay, so now with my wet brush, I'm going to kind of dip into this and just kind of see what it does. Now, honestly, I don't know like how much water I should use. Like, I don't have a lot of experience with water activated eyeshadows, but this is kind of what it's giving me so far. Okay, let's just go ahead and apply this. I'm kind of scared, but we're gonna go for it. Whoa, okay, that is a very bright pink. Whoa. Okay, the pink is absolutely in the room with us. I'm gonna see if I can kind of blend the edges. See if we can kind of get like a little bit of a softer kind of fade on the edges. Okay, it is blending a little bit, but I definitely think you have to blend it like very quickly, or else it will just kind of give you that really sharp, harsh edge. So I kind of think you gotta work quick with this type of formula of shadow. Oh yeah, but that pink is totally there. It's like a neon-y kind of pink. It's actually quite a fun color. It does take just a little bit of effort to work with though, so if you're not familiar with these types of formulas and water activated ones, I can see this being a little bit difficult for a beginner. And if you apply too much water, it is easy to kind of make it look really patchy. So it's all about finding that kind of Goldilocks range. But I mean, that pink is totally there. Let's see about this side. Now I didn't re-wet it. Yeah, so whenever it dries, it does become a little bit more chunky. So I think I need to add more water. Oh yeah, that is pink. Okay, so you can kind of see a little bit more of that color there when I wiped it off on my towel. So it definitely has a lot of pigmentation, and it absolutely does work best with water. If you try to apply it without water, I don't think you're gonna get a very good result. Like I said, I do think this could be a little bit of a hard shadow to work with for a beginner, but it does just take a little bit of a finessing to figure it out. And overall, I mean, gosh, that is a really bright, intense pink. Also, I think it is very essential to kind of work with two brushes on this one. So the flat shader brush was perfect for applying the water into the shadow and picking it up and getting it onto the lid, and then immediately blending it with a fluffy blending brush was the perfect way to go to get that really soft kind of edge. Otherwise, you will end up with like a super cut crease. But if that's what you're going for, then I would say just go for the flat shader brush. I am a little worried that this is probably gonna stain my brush, so this might be my dedicated pink blending brush from now on. So next I wanna use this color here. This one's called Quinn. It's kind of like a lavendery kind of pink. I'm gonna pick up some of that and kind of go more towards the outside. Wow, it's not as dark as I thought it was. So I wanted this to kind of deepen the look, but it's a little bit more of a softer kind of color. Still pretty though. I mean, it's just a little bit lighter. I was wanting it to kind of deepen the look. Okay, for fun, I think I will kind of dip into this dark blue color here. This one is called Quinzel, and I'm going to kind of use that as like the outer corner color to deepen the look a little bit. It might go a little purpley, but honestly, I'm okay with that if it does. Just want a little bit of depth and definition in the crease here. It is kind of like giving a really pretty Lisa Frank kind of vibe, but Also, I am gonna have to wear this as my Glinda makeup tonight, so I kind of feel like I might have messed myself up a little bit. Okay, once again with this color here, that one was Quinn. I'm gonna pick that up on a little pencil brush, run this on the lower lash line. So next I'm gonna apply a sticky base to the center of my lid. And then taking this color here, this one is called Puddin'. I'm gonna take this with just my finger. It is like the kind of like a lavendery shimmer kind of color. So I'm gonna pick that up on my finger. We're gonna put that right where we put that sticky base. That's actually a really pretty color. I like how that looks. I'm gonna also put that on the lower lash line, and we'll put just a little bit of it in the inner corner as well. Okay, so these are how the eyes turned out. I actually think like as just an eye look, the shadows are super, super pretty. Now I feel like I kind of took it in a not quite so Harley Quinn direction, but I still think it's quite pretty. So like I said, I will definitely have to insert another look showing you guys the more of the blue colors to kind of see what we can do with that. But for now, does it look Harley Quinn? No, but that's definitely my fault. But I still think it's a really pretty eyeshadow look. So I'm gonna go ahead and finish off the rest of my eyes. We'll come back with the last few products. Alright, so here is how the eyes turned out. Overall, not very Harley Quinn, but I think it's still really pretty. And honestly, with being a dual purpose of being Glinda makeup, I think it'll get me through. But I will definitely have to let you guys see what else I can do with this palette. Of course, the very obvious is to do like pink on one eye, blue on the other for the Harley Quinn. Maybe we'll do that in my next look that I'll insert quickly, but we will just see what I come up with. Okay guys, as promised, we are back with our more true Harley Quinn kind of look. I took inspiration from obviously the pink and the blue mismatched eyeshadow, so I did the same look as the first eyeshadow tutorial, and then on this side I basically just kind of did like a blue version of it. So what I did to talk you through it really quickly, so first off I used this light matte blue called Clown Princess. This one actually was super pigmented. I was very impressed by the quality of that shadow with it being such a pale pastel color. It showed up really well on my skin. Next, I darkened the crease with the dark matte blue in the color Quinzel. Deepened up the crease and the outer corner with this black color here. This one is called Lou. Then using the shimmery blue, I applied that all over my lid and my lower lash line on the inner corner. So that is my little bit of a Harley Quinn inspired type of makeup. I even did the little black heart on the side. So as far as this palette, I was actually kind of impressed with what I've used so far. I actually think it would be really cool had they not done the water activated color in here and just made this like a regular eyeshadow palette, and then did like a separate palette of maybe like 3 colors of the water activated formula. It'd be cool to have like the hot pink, and then maybe like the dark blue, and then maybe like some other kind of like wild card kind of color, and made like a little water activated trio palette. I feel like that would have been a really, really cool item to include, especially since moving on to the next few products, we do have a lot of lip products in this collection. And obviously no one asked me to design this collection, but if I was in charge and I got to make all of the decisions, that would be an item that I would have maybe swapped out for the next product, which is the Villainous Misfit Lip Jam Set. Now these are actually not able to be purchased individually. You have to get this as a trio, and the price of this was $9.34, so it's definitely the most expensive product out of the whole collection since it is like a forced set. So let's get into the application and I'll show you what all of these colors look like on me. This one is called Siren, and I love that this is the blue and the red and the white all mixed together. Very, very cute to look at. It kind of like really makes me sad to ruin it, but we're gonna go ahead and try it on. And it comes with a little silicone lip spatula to apply this with. So let's go ahead and see what the color Siren looks like. I'm gonna kind of just do an overall kind of mix of them. I expect it to obviously give us a little bit of like a purpley kind of color to the lips, maybe like just a little tint because it is a little bit on the more sheer side. And of course it depends on like how much white you get, how much red you get, how much blue you get. So this is the mix that I've got so far. Let's just go ahead and apply this right to the lips. Alright, so this is how it looks on my lips. Overall, it kind of just looks like a clear tinted purple with the way that I mixed it. Now, of course, if you go into the little more of the blue, you're gonna get more of a blue color. If you go in more into the red, you're gonna get more of a red color. You can kind of just mix and create whatever you're gonna get, but this is kind of like the most equal I could get it as far as mixing it. And it does just kind of give a little bit of like borderline like a gray tint to the lips, but still very sheer, very transparent. So that is the color Siren. So the next one we have here, this color is called Frenemies, and this one is a much more of a wearable kind of color. It's a little bit more of like a warm kind of terracotta color, very similar to the Bang Bang blush color. So I think that these two colors would complement each other quite nicely. And I do like this little silicone lip applicator because I don't really like sticking my fingers into like lip products like this. So I really appreciate that they included that. Alright, so this one is a pretty subtle one. It really does mostly look like my lip color coming through with just that little bit of that warm tone coming through as well, but overall there's not a whole lot of pigmentation to this one. Let me do a quick little swatch. So that is the color right there. So definitely it's got a little bit of that warmth to it, but it's kind of just a sheer wash on the lips. It's not going to give you like a super intense kind of pigmentation. And I'll go back and swatch this real quick and just kind of show you what that looks like on. So that is that color there. Like I said, it kind of comes out a little grayish or a little purpley, depending on how much of the colors you dig into. And then the final color from that trio, this one is called Anti-Hero, and this one is a bit more of like a plummy kind of mauve color. I really like the spatula. I like it has a like slight curve to it, so it's really good at like digging into the product. Alright, and here is the color Anti-Hero. Once again, a lot of my natural lip colors just showing through. It just gives that little bit of a wash of that kind of like mulberry kind of color, but overall, most of this is just my lip color coming through, and this is what it looks like in the isolated swatch. So overall, my thoughts on these, I would say this is a little bit more of like kind of like a take it or leave it type of product. If you like just a very slightly tinted lip gloss in a pot type of formula, you might like this. If you're wanting something super pigmented though, I would say skip on these. They don't really have a whole lot of pigmentation, just that little bit of like a light tint to them. Or if you just like having something like this to apply over a color lip product, just to kind of give it a little bit of a gloss kind of finish, then maybe you would like these. Overall, especially with these being the most expensive item and you can't get these individually, honestly, I would probably skip on these. But moving on, we are going to try the next 3 lip products. This was a very lip product heavy type of collection, so let's move on to these next because honestly, I'm a little bit more excited about these. So these are called the Thrill Seeker Color Changing Lipsticks. There are 3 different colors and these do come individually. They are $4.24 a piece. And you guys, these I think are really cool just from looking at these. I know I've seen it somewhere before, I just can't remember the brand, but I love that they came out with their own version of it. So first off, this is what the packaging looks like. Very cute. I like that each one is a different outer color. That way I can easily differentiate them a little bit quicker. Whereas like the blushes, they didn't do it that way, so it's a little bit harder to find what color you're wanting. And to open these have a very similar packaging mechanism to the Dolly Parton lipsticks that I reviewed a few months ago. So there's actually a little button on top here. You press that. Now I have to say these are significantly easier to open than the Dolly Parton ones. I don't know why. It's the same type of thing, but you press the button and it releases the lipstick. So the first color I have here is called Arkham, and this one is so cool. I will have to put in up close so you can really see like the texture of this lipstick. It almost looks like it has like a cat eye effect on the lipstick itself, which is so cool. And these are supposed to be like a color changing type of product. So let's go ahead and apply because I'm really excited to see what these look like on the lips. I would love to see how they make these products because I just have no idea. Okay, so we're gonna go ahead and apply this. I have wiped off, I have nothing on my lips, so let's just see what this looks like. Okay, so this is the color Arkham on me. Now the texture of these is like a very glossy slip and slide kind of feeling of a lipstick, so please excuse the application. I feel like these would absolutely need a lip liner for me personally, just because I can already see how easily this just slides around. It is a very thin texture on the lips, not very creamy. It's a little bit more of like a thin balm kind of feeling on the lips, but it definitely feels like it's just kind of going all over the place. Color-wise though, I feel like this is actually like a really pretty color. It doesn't have too much like of a sheen to it. It just seems like very like glossy, and I feel like it can look a little bit patchy on the lips because it is more of like that sheer kind of formula. Now the color is definitely there though, but this is like one of those lipsticks, like if you were making out with someone, it would be all over your face in 2 seconds just because of that's how like that thin slipped kind of texture. It does feel very comfortable on the lips though. though, but I don't think longevity wise it would last too long because it does have that thinner texture. So far, I'm kind of digging this one. Okay, the next color we have here, this one is called a Gotham. Once again, let's pop it open. Oh, so much easier. This one is such a cool color. I have no idea what this is gonna look like on me. In the bullet, it looks like a black lipstick with like a greenish gold kind of cat's eye effect going through it. Once again, wiped everything off, no lip liner, no nothing. Let's just see what this does. Ooh, okay. Whoa, this is so neat. Okay, once again, please excuse the application. This is such a unique color and I don't hate it. This one you really actually can see that shimmer sheen from like that goldy kind of color that's running through it. It really does have more of like a metallic look than that last one did. I think that this would be a really cool color like applied on top of like a more substantial color of a similar tone just to kind of give it that little bit of metallic sheen, because I actually think this is really neat. While it's definitely a bit of a darker lipstick than what I would typically wear, once again, I don't hate this because it does have that more sheer kind of quality to it. Okay, and finally, the last color we have in the black packaging. This one is called Fun House. I think this one might be the coolest one. This one is so pretty. So this one, again, it has a really dark base color. Looks kind of like a really deep Merlot kind of color. And then that cat's eye kind of veining in it is like a lavender blue. So let's go ahead and apply this one. Okay, this one might be my favorite. So this one really comes off the most like fuchsia pink purple kind of color with that little bit of that lavendery blue kind of shimmer to it. It's actually a little bit more subtle than I would have thought, but I mean, it's still really, really pretty. And I'm not gonna lie, there's something about this metallic formula that I actually don't hate. I used to feel like metallics looked very dated, very like 90s, early 2000s, like the super frosty kind of look. Honestly though, I don't hate this. It kind of reminds me of a color that Urban Decay used to have, and it was like that same kind of like purple color with like a blue kind of frost to it. I can't remember the color name. I will have to look it up, but it's kind of giving me like vibes like that, but maybe not as like pigmented as that one. But I actually kind of like this color a lot. I think it's really, really pretty. Okay, so just to like see the swatches here, this one is, what was that one, Arkham? Yeah, Arkham. Yeah, that one's Arkham, that one's Gotham, and that one is Fun House. I like these, you guys. I think these are actually really cool. So I think I'm just gonna leave this one on for the remainder of the video because honestly, I kind of like how it looks with this eye makeup. Texture-wise, I feel like these are very comfortable on the lips, but once again, very slip slidey. I feel like they're better applied over a top of a color if you want that more intense look, or pairing it with some type of lip liner just to kind of keep it from migrating outside your lip lines, because I can tell already for me, it will easily smear so quick because it does have that more like sheer glossy type of formula to it. But honestly, I am so pleasantly surprised at how much I like this. If you do not like any type of frost or metallic to a lipstick, I would say probably skip on it. But honestly, I didn't think I liked frost or metallic lipsticks, and I'm very, very surprised at how cool I think this looks. It's not too over the top where it looks like you have chrome lips. It just has that little bit of like that shine that kind of catches the light, and it's like, oh, that's a little different. But it's not so out there that I feel like it's unwearable. I'm actually really, really impressed with these. So honestly, between the two lip products, I would definitely go for the lipsticks over the lip jams. I just think that these aren't that unique and they're not that interesting, whereas these are just kind of something totally different, and I think that's really, really cool. Okay, so the next two items in the set, I'm not going to be able to try on camera right this second, but I do plan on coming back and trying these out tonight. So since I'm going to be seeing Wicked tonight, I didn't want to go with like Harley Quinn hair chalk, but when I come back tonight after the movie, I will try these on my hair and kind of show you guys what it looks like. It didn't help that this was also like hair wash day, so now my hair is like clean and I'm going to try out these hair chalks, but they do come in two colors. You can purchase these individually and they are $2.97 a piece, so it comes in two colors. It's called Chaos Blue. Now I do find the packaging of these are quite hard for me to open, like very, very hard. Honestly, I have to use something to kind of like pry it open because I feel like I'm gonna break a nail trying to get into these. But this is the Chaos Blue color. It has a little sponge here that you actually like take a little strand of your hair, you sandwich it between there and pull the whole thing down. And this is the pink color here. This one is called Mad Love Pink. So I will insert a clip showing you guys how these worked for me and how they turn out in my hair. I'm praying they don't like stain my hair, but we will just have to see. So first things first, the pan did fall out super easy, and I'm actually looking at this and I don't even see like any glue on this. So I'm not sure why there wasn't like any glue on here, but I'm just gonna pop that right back into there. And this is a little sponge applicator here, and then this is the little pigment. So what you're supposed to do is kind of like sandwich a piece of your hair into it and just like press it down. So I guess let's go ahead and try this out. I'm gonna start about, we're kind of gonna keep this on the lower end of the hair. Oh, I got a little bit there. Let's try again. Let's try pressing a little bit harder. Okay, definitely getting some color there. Oh, once again, it fell out. So we've got some blue here. I'm really hoping this does not stain my hair. So I guess I'm just gonna kind of quickly go through and pick some little bits of my hair to add the blue color to. It's definitely applying it to it. I'm just making like a total big mess though. The things I do to review products. The color's really showing up though. Obviously I have blonde hair, so it's gonna show up pretty easily on my blonde hair, but I don't know how well it will show up on darker hair tones. But this is a pretty vibrant blue, so I mean, I feel like there's at least a good chance that it would show up on darker hair. I mean, it's definitely working. It does make my hair feel really like gross and chalky though. We are absolutely washing our hair tonight. I do have to say, as far as like the application process, it is relatively easy with the little color and sponge. It's definitely making a bit of a mess though. It is kind of transferring to my skin, and it'll definitely get on like anything you're wearing, so don't wear anything that you really care about. Okay, my fingers are like totally blue now. I'm going to try to get a makeup remover, and if you just like care what this looks like now, here's what it looks like. I can definitely see I've used a lot of product here. I guess this will be like a good stain test right now. See, like, is this staining my fingers? I imagine it will. Okay, I'm gonna quickly go wash my hands and see if I can minimize the staining. And I definitely do have some staining to my hand here. This does have me a little bit concerned for my hair as far as staining goes, so really kind of worried now. All right, but I mean, if I ruin my hair, I really hope that's not the case. We've already gotten this far though, so we are gonna commit and we're gonna do the pink as well. So let's go ahead and see what the pink looks like. All right. I mean, it's definitely pink. I kind of debated on whether I wanted to like actually try out this product or not, but I like have it. I know a lot of people are probably wondering what it's like. It's just kind of a, what do you call it? Occupational hazard, I guess, is what I'm doing right now with trying this out. I just really hope it doesn't stain my hair, but I know that the likelihood of it is actually extremely high. I am doing this for the greater good. I am doing this for review purpose. I'm doing this for science. And I really hope my hair doesn't get permanently stained like this. I mean, I might have to like wash my hair with like Dawn dish soap or something. Okay, I think we can probably call that there as far as the pink goes. And this is what my hands look like with the pink on there now. So, I mean, I can definitely see this is like on my shirt. You can see it's on my chest as well. So, I mean, is this really worth it? I don't know. I don't know. It is pretty messy and it's gonna get on everything, and that's just kind of the nature of the product. Did it work? Yes. Did it achieve what it was supposed to? Yes. Is it going to permanently wreck my hair? We don't know yet. I will have to put like an editing note in here to let you guys know what this does to my hair. I am going to go wash it immediately, and I think I'm gonna pre-wash it in the sink first just to try to get as much of it out as I can. But I wanted to get a cute thumbnail for this, so I really hope you guys appreciate me potentially ruining my hair for review. So don't say that I don't love you guys. Of course, it wouldn't be fair to leave you without my best Harley Quinn impression, which isn't that great, but we will do it anyway for the sake of the video.
You'd think after living with Mr. J all this time I'd be used to a little pain.
Alright guys, so that is it for all of my thoughts on the Harley Quinn Sheglam collection. Overall, I think that they did do a really good job at kind of blending the two, like the modern Harley Quinn a la Suicide Squad and then like the traditional animated Harley Quinn. I think they definitely had a really fun kind of balance between the two. I think the blushes are obviously a little bit more packaging wise an ode to like the traditional Harley Quinn, as are the sheet mask sets. Very cute and very unique, and I feel like it really fit the theme well. And then I think a little bit more towards like the Suicide Squad Harley Quinn, the palette totally color wise with the blue and the pink, and then obviously the hair chucks as well. And then I feel like the lip products kind of, you know, don't really necessarily fit one side or the other, but they're a nice kind of middle ground between the two, which I think is really fun. Alright guys, so those are all of my thoughts on this collection. I really hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, please like and subscribe. You can follow me on Instagram and TikTok. Links are below. And until my next video, I will talk to you guys later. Bye.